Hi guys, thanks for joining us again on the channel. So, there's a reason I haven't talked about this one until now. It's not because I didn't want to talk about it, but because I needed to get it right. And now, the wait's over. But before we get into that, don't forget to check this exclusive discount for it. You can find the link in both the video description and the top comment below. Now, let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details. Starting things off, our first reviewer gives us their perspective.
This reviewer was completely fed up with the high cost of ink cartridges for their old machine and decided to switch to a tank-based system. They didn't need a professional photo printer, just something reliable for everyday documents and the occasional color print, and so far this printer has been a great fit. While our reviewer notes the colors can be a bit dull and it's not the fastest device on the market, especially when set to its best quality, these are minor trade-offs for their needs. The small onboard screen is functional enough for making copies, and for everything else the computer and phone app work just fine. This client also found the wireless connection to be perfectly stable, contrary to what some other users have reported online, though their device is situated quite close to the router. The real standout feature, however, is the ink efficiency. Filling the tanks was straightforward and cleverly designed to prevent putting the wrong color in the wrong tank. Initially, after printing about 100 pages, many of which were full-color images, the ink levels seemed not to have moved at all. A few months later, freed from the worry of expensive ink, this client found themselves printing hundreds more pages. Astonishingly, the tanks still look full. This experience led them to the firm conclusion that while this type of printer might have a higher initial cost, the long-term savings are immense. The only hiccup was receiving the wrong color from the online retailer, but it wasn't a big enough issue to warrant an exchange. Ultimately, this printer isn't perfect, but it's a solid, reliable machine that excels at its main promise, freeing you from the endless cycle of buying expensive ink.
Starting things off, our first reviewer gives us their perspective.
This reviewer is exceptionally pleased with their new printer, highlighting its straightforward operation and most notably its innovative ink system. After years of frustration with traditional cartridges, our reviewer found this machine to be a refreshing change. While this client found the manufacturer's setup app to feel a bit dated, the initial process was smooth overall. Unpacking the machine, filling the ink, and getting it up and running was a relatively quick and painless affair. The real standout feature, however, is the refillable ink tank system, which they consider a complete game changer. The ink bottles are cleverly designed with unique nozzles for each color, preventing any mix-ups, and they stop dispensing automatically once the tank is full. This thoughtful design eliminates the risk of spills or overfilling. Our reviewer was particularly impressed with the enlarged tank for black ink and the ability to see the ink levels at a glance, a simple but highly effective feature. The reasonable cost of ink refills compared to proprietary cartridges earned the system high praise on its own. Connecting to the home Wi-Fi network took a couple of attempts, but it was successful in the end. Once online, printing directly from a phone and tablet was seamless, and both a laptop and desktop computer detected the device without any trouble. The print quality was perfectly fine for their needs, with a note on the nice, dark blacks produced on documents. A great sign of the system's efficiency was that after printing about 20 pages, the ink levels had barely visibly dropped, signaling impressive longevity. For anyone tired of the constant hassle and expense of ink cartridges, this client wholeheartedly recommends giving a machine with this type of ink system a try.
Excellent. Let's find out what our next reviewer has to share about their experience.
This reviewer is back with an update on this inkjet printer, and honestly, the praise just keeps coming. As a teacher, our reviewer puts this thing through its paces almost every single day, churning out a mountain of documents. Plus, being a quilter, they even experiment with printable fabric sheets, and the results are apparently fantastic. The standout feature for this client seems to be its reliability. No more printers that refuse to cooperate when needed. What really blows them away, though, is how little ink it uses. After more than 5 months of heavy use, they still have a significant amount of the original ink left, the same ink that came with this printer. That's a huge deal, especially compared to the expensive toner cartridges they were constantly replacing before. The scanner and copier functions get a thumbs up too, working perfectly for their needs. In fact, this client recently printed a batch of 42 color pages, and the quality was excellent, with the ink levels barely dropping. The visible ink levels are a great bonus, and the refilling cost is dramatically lower than those old toner cartridges. If there's one minor gripe, it's the lack of a pull-out paper tray. Loading paper from the back isn't ideal, but overall, this is considered such a small issue that it's easily overshadowed by all the positives. This reviewer genuinely recommends this little printer as a solid choice for anyone needing something reliable and economical.
And that's it. If this video helped, hit like and subscribe for more. Let me know what you think down below. Thanks for watching.